right, honey? Okay. YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy Tactical Twiggy, once again back at it with another video. Today we have a very special one for you guys, and I hope you guys are having a tacti awesome day, right? We're gonna do a tacti review. No, but seriously, we're gonna do an initial review on a weapon that I've been eyeing up for a very, a long time. So as you guys may know, I am not very big, like my knowledge on guns itself or weapons itself is not very vast, other than what I've used while I was in the Army, right? So with that being said, I've only owned 2 Glocks for pistols, and as you guys know, I just bought my AR pistol, right? Not too long ago. So I'm trying to branch my knowledge or grow my knowledge out for pistols as of right now, and then we'll move into ARs, the AR platform. So for me, my everyday carry is a Glock 43X, right? So I wanted to go with a feel or something that feels along the lines of a Glock 43X or just Glock in general, because I did own a Glock 23 back in the day. So I knew that I've worked with Glock for a little bit, right? I worked with Glock a little bit, and I wanted to kind of stay around that family. I also didn't want to break the bank when I'm buying a gun. So I did a lot of research, watched a lot of YouTubes, and what got brought to my attention, right, was none other than Palmetto State Armory PSA Dagger Compact. All right. So just off rip, okay. I have, every time that I've gone into PSA, it's always been a great atmosphere. It's always been a great experience, right? A lot of times the workers, or you go into gun stores, or you go into other gun stores, go into gun stores or whatever, or outdoor stores, it seems like a lot of times that they kind of give us like a cold shoulder, or like there's, or something like that. That's just how it seems, right? But with PSA, we didn't get that. Like as soon as every time that I've gone into PSA and just window shopped or I bought something from them, they've been they have been nothing but help and very respectful. So that I already like working with them. Second thing is that when I looked up the PSA Dagger, right, it looked exactly like a Glock. I put it in my hands just to see how it fits. Pause. Just to see how it fits, and it felt just like a Glock, right? So handling wise, I guess you call it ergonomics, right? It feels like a Glock. And then you couldn't beat the price point, right? So now we look at the price point. The price point for a Glock is normally sitting around, if you get it, if I'm not mistaken, you can get it anywhere from $400-ish to around $600-700, right? Well, for the PSA Dagger, your starting point is around $250, depending on where you're at, right? And then it goes up from there. We got the PSA Dagger Compact for $300 and some odd change. I think it was listed at $359.99 to be exact. And then on top of that, we got a red dot to go with it, Holosun. Which one is this? The Holosun HS 407 Charlie. Yep, the 407 Charlie. And that was another, I think, $244. So all for the gun, an extra mag, which was around $15, and the red dot, we got all for $620.71. I know if you try to do the math, it doesn't really add up. That's because like you guys know, I am prior service, so we got a little bit of discount on it. But all in all, for that price, you can't beat it, right? If you go into a gun store, or you're looking to get into guns, or you're looking to buy a gun that's not going to break the bank, I mean, you can't go wrong with PSA Dagger, especially if you like the way that the Glocks look. You just don't want to spend Glock money. All right, so let's get into it, right? So first and foremost, right, how it comes, right? So it comes with PSA Dagger, excuse me, it comes with a Palmetto State bag, right? It comes in this little nifty bag, this little blue bag right here, right? Offer it, pretty good bag. I got the Glock 43X sitting here just because this is my everyday carry, and I wanted to see you guys, or let you guys see how it looks compared to the size, size comparison and whatnot. I do know that the Glock 43X is not the same capability or compatibility, excuse me, as the PSA Dagger Compact, but I just wanted you guys to see for size comparison with my hands and how it works, right? So let's start off with this. As you can see, there's no mag in the weapon, and just for better, and all my gun nerds out there, you see that it is clear. I like to depress my trigger. I don't like it sitting there, cocked back, especially if I'm not going to use it as of right now when I'm just talking, right? So like I said, comes with a bag, and if you guys ever visit PSA stores, they give out free stickers, okay? So this is what the sticker looks like. It comes in pink. My wife got it in pink, and then it also comes in blue, which is their natural colors, the white, blue, gray, and whatnot. But like I said, it comes in this nifty box, pretty sturdy, right? With their brand on it. And then from the box, comes in this nice little gun bag, right? I personally really do like this bag, simply because when I'm looking at it, right, you can put, I like the fact that you got this little patch right here to where you can put, badges on there, cool badges or whatever. And then I like the fact that they stitched the badge into there instead of just stitching Palmetto State Armory and their logo into the bag. I like that it's an actual badge on there, right? And then we open the bag up. Shoot. And this is what we got going on here, right? Strap mag, as you guys can see, clear, no mag. Depress the trigger, right? So before we get into the weapon, right, I just want to show you guys what the bag looks like from the inside, okay? So we open the bag, nice little, almost like a suede type of feel in here, or like a suede type of feel in here. Then we got three pockets. We got a major compartment to put your accessories, weapons cleaning kit, whatnot, and then two other smaller pockets here, right, to put more stuff in there. As you can see, extra mags. Let's see. Oh wow, look, this is the other sticker. They gave me a sticker. I didn't even know that. Check that out. That's awesome. That's what the other sticker looks like. And then it comes with your lock. Obviously, no one uses that. And then it comes with your tools to put on your red dot, right? To take off, to put a plate on there and then attach your red dot onto there. Okay, so that's what all comes with the gun besides the red dot, obviously, right? So it comes with the weapon itself, one mag, a sticker, right? Your tools to mount your red dot, and then your lock that everyone gets when they buy a weapon. So downside, right? Just from starting off, right? Downside, the fact that it comes with one mag and one mag only. So we only have one 15-round mag that comes with the weapon. I know that Glock, I believe they come with 2 or 3. PSA Dagger or PSA itself comes with one mag, right? So you do have to buy a mag. They're not expensive. They're pretty inexpensive. Like I said, it's around 12 to 15 bucks. And then you can use Glock mags. I didn't know this, but you can use Glock mags for the PSA Dagger, right? So what I did end up doing is buying a Glock 19 mag, Magpul P mag, for about, I think it was listed at $12.99 or something like that. So like I said, depending on where you are and what state, it can run from anywhere, from $12 to $15, right? I just bought an extra 15-round mag, and then we'll use it from there, okay? Now let's go get into the weapon itself, right? So as you can see, we're gonna start front to back. I did get the one with the threaded barrel, simply because honestly, I don't know why I got it. Yes, I would like to suppress it one day just to see how it is, see how it runs. I don't have any knowledge or experience working with suppressors, so that's definitely something I want to get into. And so I bought the threaded barrel just to, if you know, in the future I want to try to start getting into suppressors, which I will be doing. And then as you can see, you got a raised front sight post. You got the cuts in the slide to automatically mount the red dot. You don't have to get, I know for like the Glock, so to put in comparison, right? I got the Glock 43X, right? To put a red dot on here, I would have to get a new slide, right? Or you would have to buy the Glock 43X MOS, right? I did not know that when I got this weapon. Now that I do, now that I know that, I just want to give you guys some info just in case it's your first time getting into weapons as well. And then we got a raised rear sight post, okay? The reason being is that, you know, because it's already fitted for the red dot, you can still use your, your iron sights. And then obviously if it's suppressed, you can still see over the suppressor with the raised iron sights, all right? Then we go into the barrel underneath. You see that we do have a rail, so if you ever want to mount a light, okay, you can see that we can do that right here with that type of barrel, with that type of rail, all right? And then to go into the grip, as you see, it's a little bit different. I like that feel of the grip. It's almost like a sandpaper grip. I don't know what it's called, and I don't want to give you guys the wrong information, right? But it's almost like a sandpaper grip, so I do like the way that feels compared to the Glock, which has like that kind of stifled grip, if you can see. I don't really like that too much, right? I like this more. It feels more durable. It feels like it's gonna actually stick in my hand a lot more and absorb I guess kind of absorb the recoil a little bit more. But to go into that, right, as the way it fits in my hand, as you can see, I don't have big hands. Comparison, if you guys have an Xbox controller, right? This is my hand comparison for the Xbox controller, not really big, right? So same thing with weapon system itself. It fits perfectly right into my hand, right? Just like how a Glock 19X would fit, fits very well into my hand. I like the way that it works. I like the way that it feels. I like the weight to it. And like I said, with the raised sight post, you can mount that red dot on there, right? But one thing that I will bring up, and one thing that I do want to check, is that when I was watching videos, it said that the PSA It said the PSA Daggers barrels are kind of loose. So I do want to check that out to see if that was just a function that I seen in that one video, or if that's the actual truth, right? Like not loose as in, well, let's just see. Back. Let's test it. All right. Okay, so we do got some play in there. All right, up and down. Do got some play in there, but I'm sure that's something that we can figure out if it's going to be an issue when we hit 500, 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 rounds, right? We'll definitely see if that's an issue, and we'll go back and review that. But for, like I said, for $359, you obviously can't be too picky. There are gonna have some play. There's gonna be some give and take in there. And I think for $350 or $360, this was a great purchase. Now we are gonna put rounds down range on this weapon just to see how it works, how it shoots, how it feels, how the recoil, how you're able to absorb the recoil, just how the overall gun works. We're gonna put at least 500 on paper or 500 down range, 500 to 1,000 rounds down range, just to see how it feels, and then we'll give another review on that. But as of right now, I'm very stoked with our purchase. I'm very stoked and excited to see how the gun is gonna work and how it's gonna, how it's gonna feel in my hand while I'm shooting it. Another thing that I forgot to point out is that I like how this, see how this magwell, it's kind of like, almost like a duck build out. It's almost like it already has one of those like extended magwells in there, so it's easier to fit the, easier to slide that mag in there. I do like that. The mag release is pretty easy, not too sticky, right? As opposed to, you see how the Glock doesn't have that. The Glock 40, it does not have that at all, right? So you got to really practice on your mag changes, right? When you're if you don't have that mag well. That's just one. That's just a, you know, like a little thing that I saw just now and that I would like to point out to you guys. Hopefully you guys can kind of share that same little aspect with me as well. But other than that, I can't wait to get this bad boy on the range. This is gonna be my range gun. To be honest, I'm gonna beat this thing to crap. I'm gonna see how many rounds I can put through this until before it breaks. Cause I just, you know, why not, right? But thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that little notification button so you know when your boy drops another video, right? Once again, thank you guys for your support. God bless you all, and I love all you guys, right? Stay tuned for the next episode.